Todd McLeay.
Mr Speaker, thank you very much, and it gives me a pleasure to rise and speak on this bill presented to the House by Paul Quinn, the Electoral Disqualification of Convicted Prisoners Amendment Bill. And I'll read the middle part of the title again, Disqualification of Convicted Prisoners. Can I congratulate Paul Quinn on having a little bit of the Green Party's luck? I heard a member of the Green Party suggesting one day that there was a little bit of karma when it came to getting a bill out of the member's drawer, and we can recognise that over the last year the Green Party have had very many. Well, if anybody deserved karma in this area, it's Paul Quinn, and I want to recognise that right here. But, Mr Speaker, I start by saying that I support this bill. I support it very strongly, and I support it for a number of reasons. To exercise a vote is an important right, and it is one that is exercised and enjoyed by law-abiding citizens all throughout this country. And it's one that's held, it's a right that's held extremely importantly by law-abiding citizens. Now, when you break the law in this country and many others, there is consequence. And that consequence is that you lose a number of the rights that law-abiding people in New Zealand enjoy. The right to freedom, that's lost. And I think everybody in this House would agree that when it comes to people who commit crime, that freedom is lost. The right to association is also lost because of the means of incarceration. I think the right for, as somebody was mentioning earlier, the right to stand for election is something that is lost. And I believe that it's only proper that you lose the right to exercise your voice in society through your vote when you have been sentenced to a period of time in prison. Now, Mr Speaker, there's a simple way to retain your vote for all those who hold this preciously, this right precious to them, and that's to not break the law. Don't go out and commit crimes. But if you do commit a crime, if you do break the law, then the right that somebody who's law-abiding has over you is something that I hold as being more important. Now, Mr Speaker, I've listened clearly to the debate, and there have been some very good interventions that I've enjoyed, and I would note that Honi Harawira has actually spoke with some wisdom in some of these areas, and I look forward to this bill, if the vote today allows, going to committee so we can hear more from others and members of the public about their thoughts on this. But can I say to you, Mr Speaker, listening to the rhetoric from the opposite side of the House, that the Labour opposition again has shown that they are soft on crime. They're more concerned about the rights of the criminal than they are the victim. And if there was a way to give a vote, the vote of the criminals to their victims in New Zealand, then that is something that I would very seriously consider supporting also. Can I say to members opposite, if the Labour Party was an effective opposition in touch with the concerns of law-abiding citizens who hold the right to vote very importantly to them, then they would be supporting this bill. But we've heard today, of course, they're not, and they won't do so. Mr Speaker, I believe the majority of people in this House are committed to tackling crime and making our communities safer for Kiwi families. I believe the majority of people in this House believe that the rights of law-abiding citizens should come before the rights of criminals. And this bill makes it clear that our democratic rights as citizens include obligations to obey the law. When people break the law and are sentenced to prison, they have not met these obligations to society, and they therefore should lose the right to vote while they're in prison. And I want to reiterate again for anybody that wasn't listening earlier, I support this bill very strongly. Now, we've heard from others about a Royal Commission report some years ago, and there are always different interpretations, but very clearly the Commission's analysis is notable for its omission of any consideration as to the level of serious offending most prisoners have been convicted of prior to them eventually receiving a custodial sentence. Well, Mr Speaker, the Select Committee will have an opportunity, should this bill move on to the next stage, have an opportunity to look at that. It'll have an opportunity to decide and to converse with New Zealanders about what they think an appropriate level is. But having read the bill and looked at it clearly, again, I congratulate Paul Quinn. I think he's got this level right. If you want to keep your right to vote, if voting is an important right to you, think about victims. Do not go out and commit crimes. Paul, you'll have my vote on this. Thank you.